In this video, we're going to cover setting up your maintenance schedule. You might want to make sure that you have already viewed the tutorial of adding your equipment, as that is a previous step to what we're going to cover in this video. In this video, we're going to cover adding predefined schedules to equipment, adding generic schedules to equipment, and also adding activities from scratch. From the Dashboard tab, I'm going to click the Equipment tab. You'll be taken here automatically if you've just set up your new vehicle. We've already set up the equipment for this vehicle as part of another video tutorial, so now I'm going to click on the Modify Maintenance Schedule option, which is also on the Equipment tab. Now on the Modify Maintenance Schedule screen, you'll basically see a list of all of the equipment that you've defined as part of your vehicle. By clicking the down arrow on any of these pieces of equipment, you can see the specific maintenance activities that you've assigned to that equipment. As an example, I'm going to click on this piece of equipment, which is a Caterpillar transmission. When I click the down arrow, I can see that there are 4 maintenance activities that I've previously defined. For each maintenance activity, you can set the frequency to be by years, miles, or hours. So for this example, transmission oil sample obtain, I've set the frequency of every year or every 25,000 miles this activity should be performed. I don't track hours on the transmission, so you'll see that to be 0 on all of the maintenance activities. By clicking the up arrow, I'm going to collapse this piece of equipment and its activities. And now let's define activities for the aqua hot. So as part of defining the piece of equipment, you'll see I have no maintenance activities here at all. This piece of equipment was something that I was able to select from the drop-downs when it was set up. Because of that, there's already a predefined schedule in the system. So I'm going to click that. And this is an AquaHot 600D, again, that I specified when I set up this piece of equipment. Per the manufacturer, we've already preloaded these maintenance activities to be conducted at these frequencies. I can choose to select or to add all of these maintenance items or just certain ones if I choose to. I'm going to leave it selected to all and hit Add Selected. These items and their frequencies are then automatically added into the schedule for me to look at, verify, and modify in any way that I want. I can add notes to these maintenance activities or change the frequencies if my experience says they should be something different. Again, you'll see at the bottom of the screen a green bar and a Save button indicating that you have changes on the screen that have not been saved, and you want to make sure that you do that. So I'm going to hit Save. And now that this is saved, I can come back to this screen at any time and modify any of these maintenance activities, change the label of them, or whatever I would like to do. So I'm going to go ahead and collapse the AquaHot, and we'll go through an example of setting up another piece of equipment that does not have a predefined schedule. So I'm going to select the LP hot water heater. And when I did that, I just set this up as well. And because this was not, the manufacturer of this equipment was not in the drop-down, we don't have a predefined schedule set up. So the predefined schedule button is not highlighted and it's unavailable for me to select. However, there are still 2 other options. I can either use a generic schedule that's in the system, or I can create it from scratch. Let's go with generic. So I'm going to click on generic. And what ends up coming up here are a set of generic activities for equipment in this category. This is an LP hot water heater, so I'm going to select hot water heater LP generic. And this set of generic activities come up that generally are done for this type of a hot water heater. So I can choose again to select and add all of them or just some of them. I'm going to go ahead and add all of them. And again, the green save bar comes up. But what this does is gives you the opportunity then to look at these generic items and compare them to your maintenance manual information from the manufacturer and decide if you want to use these or modify them slightly or do something completely different. So I'm going to go ahead and hit save for these. Once saved, you can again come back to this screen at any time and change anything on this list, the labels or anything you like. The other thing to know is that if an item that you wanted to have in your schedule, maybe it's in your manufacturer's guidelines, maybe it's just something you know about from your experience, was not in the generic or predefined, by hitting the new blank button, a new line item is added down to the bottom of the screen where you can type in whatever you like as far as an activity goes. You can see the green save bar showed up again. We're going to go ahead and and delete that, but you can add a schedule from scratch, either adding to a schedule or starting something from blank by using the new blank button. I'm going to collapse the hot water heater. The other thing I wanted to cover is that once you've added a brand new maintenance schedule, how that's going to show up as far as being past due. So I'm going to click the View Maintenance Schedule page, which shows you all of your equipment and lets you expand out and see all of the detailed maintenance activities by equipment. I'm going to scroll down to the AquaHot where we just added those maintenance activities, and you can see each of those are showing past due. The reason for that is that this is a 2008 vehicle, and with this being 2016, it thinks all of these should have been done, of course, before now. And since we haven't added any maintenance logs, it doesn't know that maintenance has ever been done against these activities. If you click on the eye, you can see that for clean combustion chamber, for the AquaHot, it should be done every 1 year. And for the 2008 vehicle, that would have been January of 2009. So these will remain red until you enter maintenance log activities against them. And that's how you add and modify your maintenance schedules. We hope this video tutorial has been helpful. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please don't hesitate to contact us. We're here to help. Thanks.